Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into something that seems small but is actually huge. Punctuation. It's what turns a jumble of words into a clear, powerful message. So yeah, let's decode it.
So, what's the real difference between just a random bunch of words and a complete thought? You've seen it, right? That text or email where you have no idea where one idea stops and the next one starts? Well, it's not some kind of magic. It all comes down to a few really simple but powerful rules for structuring a sentence.
All right, let's dive into this by starting with the absolute basics. I mean, the two non-negotiable rules that every single sentence has to follow. Think of them like bookends, you know? They hold everything together. So rule number 1 is super simple. Always begin your sentence with a capital letter. It's like a little flag you're waving at your reader that says, hey, a brand new thought is starting right here.
And just as crucial as the start is the end. You absolutely have to finish your sentence with an end punctuation mark. Without it, your ideas just kind of mush together. It's a recipe for confusion for sure.
Just look at how these two rules work together here. See that? Have you studied ancient Egypt? The capital H starts it off, the question mark wraps it up, boom, one complete thought. Then a new idea starts right up with a capital T. That society fascinates me, and it ends with a period. It's perfect. The two ideas are totally separate, held in place like books on a shelf by those bookends. But, okay, which punctuation mark do you use at the end? This is the crucial part. It's not just a random choice. The punctuation you pick completely depends on the kind of sentence you're writing. So let's dig into that.
First up is the one you're going to use most of the time. It's called a declarative sentence. Basically, its whole job is to just make a statement or declare something. It's the straightforward workhorse of writing, just getting facts across.
And you end a declarative sentence with a simple period. Like in this example, the history of Egypt goes back 5,000 years. Period. It's a statement, it's a fact, and that little dot gives it a nice, clean stop.
Okay, next up is the imperative sentence. This one's a little different. It doesn't just state a fact. It tells someone to do something. It's giving a command or making a request.
So check this out. Read this book about ancient Egypt. Now, what's really interesting here is the punctuation. It also ends with a period. Even though it's a command, that period keeps the tone direct and calm, not like you're shouting at someone.
So you see, while they both use the exact same punctuation mark, a period, their whole purpose is totally different. The declarative sentence tells you something. The imperative sentence tells you to do something. The context really is everything.
All right, let's move on from the period and get into the punctuation that adds a little more spice. You know, emotion and inquiry. These next two marks have a lot more personality.
So, when you need to ask something, you're going to use an interrogative sentence. Pretty simple, right? Its whole job is to ask a question. And this one perfectly shows the job of the question mark. How old are the pyramids? That little hook at the end is a universal signal that you're looking for an answer.
And looking at this amazing photo of the pyramids really helps bring all these examples to life, doesn't it? We can imagine all the different ways to talk about them, stating a fact, asking a question, or, as we're about to see, exclaiming in total awe.
Okay, last one. To show some real excitement or a strong feeling, you'll want to use an exclamatory sentence. This is for when a simple period just feels too quiet.
And here it is. What a long history Egypt has. The exclamation mark at the end completely changes the vibe, doesn't it? It immediately tells the reader to feel the surprise and the awe in that statement.
Okay, let's bring all this together into a simple toolkit you can use like every single time you write. It'll make things so much easier. So here it is, your cheat sheet. 4 types of sentences, what they're for, and the punctuation they need. The big takeaway here is that these little marks, the period, the question mark, the exclamation mark, they aren't just an afterthought. They are absolutely crucial tools for getting your point across just right. So the next time you write something, remember this. Punctuation isn't just about following the rules. It's about taking control. It gives you the power to shape your tone, to add emotion, to make things crystal clear. Your words have power. How are you going to punctuate them?